Hi friend, we have a new website live, transfieldguide.com. There you can find episodes with show notes, our resource page, and links to both our Amazon wishlist and our PayPal donation. If you'd like to support the show, please consider a one-time or recurring donation. Every penny helps. The information and opinions presented in this podcast are based on research done at a particular point in time. The fields of medicine, surgery, psychology, etc. are constantly evolving as new studies and movements happen. Please take into account the year of any particular episode's publication, and as new information presents itself, we will do our best to release updated episodes on the topics. Listener discretion is advised for references to medical terminology of body parts. Unless otherwise stated, no one speaking on this podcast is a medical or legal professional and cannot provide medical or legal advice. Welcome to the Trans Field Guide. Hair loss, the bane of the existence of many follicle flaunters, regardless of gender. This, of course, includes many trans men. This, like everything else, affects different people differently based on genetics and a slew of other factors. Generally speaking, once you start testosterone, your hairline will likely recede to a more, quote, masculine placement. However, some men don't have the luck of it stopping there. So then the question becomes, what can you do? Well, there is always the option of accepting or even embracing the extra scalp real estate. Though it is common for people with thinning hair to feel insecure about the way they look, it's also a common enough condition that the sight of you is not going to send people running for the hills. If you do decide that you want to fight the hair loss, there are plenty of options out there for you. Let's start with some of the more well-known to get them out of the way. Taking care of your health. Hair loss can be a sign of underlying health issues. Before doing any other methods, it's recommended to consult a doctor to make sure that your internal health, from your blood pressure to your vitamin and mineral needs, is as shipshape as you can get it. Rogaine. We covered this in the episode about beard growth, but as a short recap, this is an over-the-counter formula that you can apply to the area that you want to promote hair growth. If using this product, it's highly recommended to follow all instructions and consult a doctor before starting the regimen. Hair plugs. According to symptomfind.com, hair plugs, or a hair transplant, describes a surgical procedure that entails moving healthy hairs from a thicker patch of hair on your scalp, which is referred to as a donor site, to the area that is balding. Multiple hair plug sessions may be needed depending on the severity of the baldness, the thickness, and the color of the hair. There are multiple methods for the transplantation, and they each move different amounts of hair at a time. No matter what, though, this procedure is considered surgical, which brings with it the risk of complication as well as before and after care. Toupee or wig. While the toupee has been considered to be the punchline of quite a few slapstick gags, if you are willing to invest in a good quality piece that properly matches your hair color, it can be almost impossible to distinguish from your regular hair. This does, of course, come with extra time spent learning how to cut, apply, style, and remove the hairpiece. Not to mention, you will have to replace it anytime it gets too dirty or worn down, and you have to learn how to properly wash and care for it in the meantime. Comb over. This is a hairstyle that can be helpful at the beginning stages of male pattern baldness depending on the size and location of the bald spot. It's simply the act of styling your hair to cover the bald patch. That's it. Usually a decent amount of hairstyling product is required to keep the comb over in place, but with enough time and patience, it can get you through the day. Shaving the rest of your head. Some guys can rock the completely bald look. If you can, it's a considerably more cost-effective option out of all of them, especially if you shave it yourself at home. If Vin Diesel can do it, maybe you can too. Micropigmentation. This one is more recent and less well known. Long story short, this is a process in which a professional tattoos tiny dots on your scalp to make it look like you have a buzz cut. For this to look more natural, you have to keep your real hair very short to match it, but it can still be cheaper than some of the other options. Propecia. According to WebMD, Propecia is the first pill that can treat male pattern hair loss. Like all prescription products, it should be given under a doctor's care. While it is effective, if treatment is discontinued, results may not be maintained. PRP, or platelet-rich plasma. This is a procedure that involves injecting plasma into the balding area in order to promote collagen production and get those little follicles going again. Scalp reduction. This is another surgical procedure in which they go ahead and just remove the parts of your scalp that have stopped producing hair, and stretch the hairy part of your skin over to fill in the gap. And there you have it, folks. A wide variety of options to solve a very common condition, ranging in extremes based on your budget and how much you want to go through in order to have a full head of hair. Again, I highly suggest consulting with your doctor before you do any procedure, especially anything surgical, and make the decision that best suits your needs. Like this episode? Tell someone about it. Resources referenced in this episode can be found in the show notes at transfieldguide.com. Stay safe, and remember that I'm proud of you.